Alright, man, what's good, y'all? Kev here, man. Coming at y'all with another video, man. Before I get into this video, though, a lot of y'all ain't subscribed, man. 99%, maybe 99.9% if I'm being honest with y'all, man. So go ahead, man. All it takes is one button, you feel me? And it's free, bro. Show some support. But anyways, man. Alright, y'all, so in this video, what I'm going to be talking about is the best rappers of the last decade. I'm going to be briefly going over the last 10 years, not including 2023, from 2012 to 2022. I'm pretty much going to say which rapper dominated that era, or that year, I should say. I'm going to also give a few honorable mentions, if any. So another thing before I get into this video, also, once again, thank you guys for 108 subscribers, man. We still going crazy. Go ahead, keep it coming, man. I'm really rocking with y'all. And once again, the 100 subscriber special is still coming. Do not forget about that. You feel me? It is coming. Sorry, y'all, for the first year. We're going to start with 2012. And if you guys are around during 2012, you obviously know who ran that era. None other than the GOAT himself, Chief Keef Cozart. So here's the thing. I want to get into some honorable mentions for 2012 before I describe how Chief Keef impacted 2012. Because one thing I really want y'all to know is that it was kind of hard. I had to put Chief Keef because of how influential he is. However, I really wanted to put Kendrick here because Good Kid, Mad City dropped 2012. And if any of y'all know, that's probably one of the most influential, best albums ever created by any MC. You get what I'm saying? But the reason why Chief Keef owns 2012, you guys obviously know, is because what the stuff Chief Keef did in 2012 is what inspired everyone what they're doing today. You get what I'm saying? So you cannot forget about Chief Keef when it comes to influence. Sorry, for 2013. 2013 was a tricky one, man, because I didn't really know too much, but I forgot. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Future on this one. And here's the reason why. Because I know y'all remember 2013 Future with the "Oh, we don't wanna never end," to turn off the lights, all that, man. I know y'all remember about 2013 Future. That's even though Future is literally the future, just like his name is, like, he's just timeless, bro. But no one's ever, or people gotta remember about them times, because that time Future was on the radio. He was really big. He had the Karate Chop. He had a lot of good stuff, man. And for 2013, I'm not gonna give any honorable mentions because I really don't know who all was dropping during 2013, so I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm going to say that Future was the unanimous ruler of 2013. Alright, so now let's go 2014, right? So here's the thing with 2014. 2014 was a lot of big things that year. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of stuff happened. So before I get into 2014, I'm gonna go into the honorable mentions first. So one honorable mention I gotta say that you can't forget about was Dej Loaf. If y'all know, Try Me was probably one of the biggest songs. If she had another hit that year, bro, she probably would have won this year, or won 2014 in my opinion. But she gets honorable mention just because, I mean, it was one song and it didn't get too big, but you gotta remember that. All right, another honorable mention that we're gonna go with, Bobby Shmurda. I gotta remember 2014 was a big year for Bobby Shmurda. He had the tweaking out about a week ago. Everyone knows, man, that was crazy. That was a big song. I ain't gonna lie, Bobby Shmurda could have won. I wanted to give the title to Bobby Shmurda till I remembered. 2014 has to go to the GOAT himself, Jermaine Cole. 2014 Forest Hill Drives is one of the best albums ever. And not only that, that album made my year. Like, if it wasn't for that album, bro, it was just, that was so inspirational, influential, all that, man. I don't know if I said that right, but influential, inspirational. Every song on there was good. Every song on there had impact. And I'm definitely going with J. Cole. And if you disagree, I don't know how you could, but I'm pretty sure you don't, because everyone knows J. Cole was in his bag at this time. All right, for 2015 was another action-packed year. So before I get into that, I'm gonna go ahead and get into my honorable mentions. So one thing I want to say is that this was the year that Travis Scott dropped Rodeo. So I'm gonna put Travis Scott in the honorable mentions. Also, To Pimp a Butterfly came out in 2015. That's not bigger than Good Kid, Mad City. However, that was a good album that dropped that year. If you're reading this, it's too late. That was a big drop. I ain't gonna lie, man. Drake really ran it, man. And then for the last honorable mention, even though it's a lot more, What a Time to Be Alive also dropped that year. But all right, so let's go ahead and get into who I feel like ran 2015, and I'm gonna say Rae Sremmurd. So if y'all don't know, Shrimp Life dropped in 2015, and if I'm being honest, that probably was, I think they were the biggest of 2015. Even though, I mean, when you look at all their competition, they had a lot of good competition. But from what I remember, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Rae Sremmurd. I know they was killing the game at this time. So 2016, also another big year. However, I got to say that Drake unanimously, However, I have to say that Drake unanimously won 2016 with Views. I don't think there was any album that was better than that dropped that year. There was a lot of big albums though, which I want to bring up. Savage Mode came out that year. That was 21 Savage's first studio album with Metro Boomin. That was a banger. That was really big. Shrimp Life 2 dropped that year as well, which was also big. Little Big Pac from Kodak Black dropped. And The Coloring Book from Chance the Rapper dropped that year as well. So 2016 was an action-packed year. However, Drake with the Summer 16, his beef with Meek Mill, and Views, which was still by this day by this time one of the greatest albums. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Drake the unanimous for 2016. Okay, so 2017, another big year with a lot of stuff that you can't really decide. However, before I get into this, let me get into the honorable mentions. So Kodak Black dropped his Painting Pictures album that year, which was one of my favorites from him. Future dropped his self-titled, which man, it's hard not giving it to Future considering how much I streamed that album. Love is Rage 2 dropped, it was kind of mid, but it wasn't bad. It's an album from Young Thug It's an album from 21 Savage dropped that year. And Beautiful Thugger Girls from Thug dropped that year. Also More Life by Drake. And Damn by Kendrick. So I mean, it was a lot of albums that year. However, this is the year I gotta go with Migos. This is the year Culture, the first album, dropped. This was the start of the Migos dynasty. At this time, Migos was just a different breed at this time. They were the biggest. They were running Atlanta. And if y'all know, if y'all was around during this time, y'all know this is when Migos was just the greatest group. Like, you couldn't debate it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them 2017. And so 2018, amazing year, great year. I think that was the year we lost XXXTentacion. Rest in peace to him. He had a crazy year, a big year. Also, I think this is when we first found out about Tekashi, if I'm not mistaken. But once again, 2018 unanimously has to go to Drizzy Drake. I'm sorry, but it has to. 2018, the Scorpion drop, God's Plan. Drake was absolutely in his bag. No artist had a bigger 2018 than Drake. Unanimously, Drake ran 2018. All right, guys, so for this next year, I know you guys seen Drake. He has 2 years unanimously, but they're not back to back. This next artist has 2019 and 2020 unanimously. Both those years, he had the 2-year stretch unanimously. And that is none other than Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch had the biggest 2019 and 2020 ever. He was his Please Excuse Me for Antisocialness or whatever dropped in 2019, and the box was #1 pretty much the whole pandemic, bro. So if I'm being honest with you, I cannot give that to another artist other than Roddy Ricch. However, My Turn by Lil Baby dropped 2020. Eternal Atake by Lil Uzi dropped 2020, which were great albums. The Pop Smoke Posthumanist album dropped that year as well. However, Roddy Ricch, 2019 and 2020 unanimously goes to him. Okay, so 2021 was a pretty light year. Nothing too big happened that year. However, I'm going to go ahead and give 2021 to Yeat. And I know that probably sounds crazy, but if I'm going to be honest with y'all, Yeat had a huge 2021. He definitely became the biggest artist in 2021. His fan base is crazy, and just his rollouts he had was crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Yeat for 2021. All right, and last but most certainly not least, 2022, our last year. So here's the thing with 2022. Not too much came out, you know what I mean? Not too many good albums we had, you get what I'm saying? However, here's the thing. 2022 has to go to Lil Durk. I don't even think he dropped the album in 2022, but here's the thing. Lil Durk had his biggest year. Durk is actually now a superstar, which he should have been back in like 2013, but you know what I mean? That doesn't matter. It's happening now. So that's why I'm going to have to go ahead and give it to Durk. Durk definitely was the biggest artist of 2022, and his best year was definitely last year. So that goes ahead and completes my video. The best artists of our last decade. Let me know if y'all think it's somebody I missed. Let me know if y'all disagree with anything. Please subscribe, you know what I mean? Like, get them engagements going, please, man. And I rock with y'all, man. I'm up out of here, man.